well, I want to see you succeed. But I need to have this money paid back. All right. It needs to be paid back. Because the state didn't create the kid. The state didn't, engage in any of those things you did. If you don't pay it back, you know me, Mr. Anderson.
He paid just $5 in 18 months. But when he tried to justify it in court, the judge wasn't buying it. Benjamin Anderson owed only $50 a month to repay the state for his child's birth expenses. After a year and a half, his total payment was just $5. In court, Anderson argued that he was the primary caregiver for his autistic daughter and that jail would only hurt his family. The judge acknowledged his dedication as a father, but made one thing crystal clear. She reminded him that the state didn't create his child. He did. And the taxpayers who covered the birth costs deserved to be repaid. Showing compassion, the judge cut his monthly payment in half, from $50 to $25, to make it more manageable. But she also delivered a firm warning. Miss another payment, and a 20-day jail sentence could become reality. Sometimes, accountability isn't about punishment, it's about taking responsibility. What do you think? Was the judge fair, or should she have ruled differently?
The Corporation Counsel, Stephanie Thomas Schmidt, is here as well. We're set today for a sanctions hearing. Mr. Anderson was found in contempt, and a remedial contempt order with purge requirements was entered in this matter. The Child Support Agency alleges that Mr. Anderson has not met his purge requirements. Ms. Thomas Schmidt, you have the floor.
Your Honor, Mr. Anderson was found in contempt with a purge lasting 18 months beginning January 1st of 2025. We have received one payment on this file of $5 that was dated May 14th of 2025. There have been no other payments on this purge. Mr. Anderson has a separate child support matter with this county that has proceeded through the court process, through the contempt process, through the sanctions process during a comparable time period, separate judge, so separate order, so separate dates and such. And there has been some effort, though not complete effort, on that file, but yet while there has been attention paid to that file, Mr. Anderson has paid a grand total of $5 over the 18-month purge period, with his purge being $50 per month.
How much? What are the back or the rear? Just
approximately $1,309.32. This is a birthing expenses only case at the moment, and while it's not current support, Mr. Anderson is responsible for the creation of his child. He's responsible for the bringing of the child into the world. And it is appropriate that he provide support and contribute to his half of the existence of the child. That's the point of the birthing expenses, so that the total impact doesn't fall on the mother or the state on behalf of the mother. And $5 over the course of 18 months shows absolutely no consideration for this file, in light of the fact that the arrearages, the birthing expenses are only $1,300, and that it is simply birthing expenses and not continuing support for this child. I am requesting a sanction to be imposed but stayed, specifically 15 days, and that the purge be extended for a period of 1 year, remaining at making the payment of $50 per month. I think that's more than appropriate, given that there's been absolutely no attention or consideration to this file.
all right, Ms. Sanu.
Your Honor, as you know, Mr. Anderson is currently incarcerated until at least August 2nd on another support matter. Overall, I have no objection to the staying of the 15 days. I would also, in the alternative, I would have no objection to the court ordering it imposed concurrent with his current sanction. Mr. Anderson is involved in the child in question's life. He is the sole caretaker. It may not be relevant at this time, but I think it's important to know that the child in question, Rosaline, has severe autism. Mr. Anderson is the primary caretaker. There are not daycare facilities that are currently able to handle her high needs, which is part of the reason that Mr. Anderson has struggled continually and has continued to struggle to pay the birthing costs in this matter as well as the other matters. Continuing to have him sit in jail does not serve the state and does not serve the child. Mr. Anderson, in the other matter, he's employed, self-employed, he's a contractor. He does have an income, he does have jobs. He was waiting to be paid in full for a job when he entered into custody. So at this point, I would defer to the court.
Your Honor, if I may respond to that.
First, I want to know who is taking care of the child now.
Mom.
Mom, so you're the primary caretaker, but how much does mom watch the child or have the child?
Right now, well, obviously, because I'm in jail, she has her, but otherwise, Rosaline's with me every night.
Every night. Then who watches the child when you're doing your work projects, because you do construction and those?
I take her with me.
Okay,
If she's not in school, she goes with me, or sometimes I get lucky if Ashley doesn't have to work, she takes Rosaline.
How old is she?
She's gonna be 11 on the 28th. And that I would have liked to have her in court because child support seems to not understand how much of an upkeep it is to have with the one. This is hard on her. It's not good. You're not just punishing me.
No.
You're not
Oh.
speaking to me.
Yeah, you can't do that. So
Oh, yes, ma'am.
you can speak to me so I can understand things.
It's-
I understand what you're saying. You're saying you're not punishing me, you're punishing, I can only call her ROA. You're only punishing ROA because I'm the one who takes care of her. I'm the one who understands how to take care of her. I get your argument. I get your statement.
I do her meds. I do her doctor's appointments. I do her school appointments. I do her IEPs.
And I can understand.
I have
that too.
recommendations from the school who said, as far as they're concerned, for a father, I've done amazing. And I'm doing this with,
Your Honor, I'm going to argue that this isn't relevant to the financial issue.
Yeah, and that's where I'm going here. I can see that and I can hear that. I don't know ROA. I haven't seen ROA. I haven't met ROA. I think Ashley's been here with you at some time in some point or some way. However, in this case, I do know, and I think you have said that you are the primary caretaker, that you do all of those things. And I understand that. And from what I'm hearing, you are a good dad and you're doing those kinds of things. This is a monetary thing of cost to the state.
so a debtor's prison.
So what?
So a debtor's prison.
Probably what you're saying. It just is what it is. It's something that's owed to the state. It's like taxes. It's like the IRS. You still have to pay it back. And even this amount is a small amount. And I'm willing to work with you. I understand. But $50 a month doesn't sound like it is an immense amount to try and make monthly.
Okay. Judge, I also have, besides Rosaline, I have 5 other kids that
I know.
live with me.
I know.
$50, especially with,
But you've created these kids and there's cost to the state and that has to be paid back. So that's what it is and where we are. So Ms. Thomas Schmidt.
Your Honor, I suppose what I was going to say in response to Mr. Anderson's assertions through his attorney aren't specifically necessary. Certainly some of the facts would be disputed based on what was testified to and stated at the hearing with Judge Winton Rowe, which Mr. Anderson and myself are the only ones who's present for. But the fact remains, $5 distributed to this case in 18 months is not an effort. This is a legal requirement. It's an order of the court. And the fact that this child has special needs, the fact that Mr. Anderson apparently provides for the primary amount of care for this child doesn't change the fact that he has other obligations, just like it didn't change the fact that he has legal obligations to the elder child that is a question as to why he's incarcerated now. So I believe staying 15 days for a period of 1 year is appropriate so that Mr. Anderson understands that he has to meet all of his obligations, make a substantial effort at making all of his obligations. And that just isn't happening.
All right, briefly.
I again have no objection to that.
All right. And so here's the thing, and I understand, and I'm going to tell you, I think everybody knows here, I'm a money judge. I make sure that people, it's part of life, that's part of the world, whether it's a fine or fee, whether it's a sanction, whether it's, a repayment of costs. I do understand your situation, Mr. Anderson, and I do understand that you have other children that you are paying child support for and or taking care of a lot. And when you have them, it costs a lot to have a kid, especially the older they grow. And I'm going to say generally, and I'm like, I do go, Miss Thomas Schmidt, this is a small amount, $50. But I am willing, because I want to see you do well. I want to see you succeed. But I need to have this money paid back. All right. It needs to be paid back. Because the state didn't create the kid. The state didn't, engage in any of those things you did. And that's why ROA is here. And the state had to pay those birthing costs. All right. And so that's reimbursement. And Ms. Thomas Schmidt, I get completely your argument. And I do understand that $50 a month is a small amount. I'm willing to reduce it to $25 a month. Because to me, that's fair. And you're going to pay it back. Because if you don't pay it back, you know me, Mr. Anderson, I will send you to jail. All right. I don't want that to happen. I want both you and ROA and your other kids to be healthy, happy, and fed and all of those things. But I do need to make sure that the state gets paid back. And there's no interest on birthing costs, correct? No.
Correct.
So as long as you're paying it back, and $25 a month to me sounds more reasonable right now, given your situation, right? And you're nodding your head.
Yes.
And so you can pay that $25 a month.
Can we start it in September?
Correct. That's what I was going to do.
Thank you.
Right? Because I know you're in custody. And to me, when in some cases we have far more than this, that people ask to have payment plans that it'll take a lifetime to pay back. $25 a month will take a while to pay back. But I know you, Mr. Anderson, and I know that if you have extra money, you get paid a job and you get whatever, you want this taken care of.
I got a divorce settlement that's going in for contempt that I should have some money coming from.
And I know, or I feel and understand you're going to pay this off, right?
I will. Yeah.
And because you want to get the state off of your back and you want me off your back. So I do believe that if you get extra money, you're going to pay it towards this and get this paid down, right?
I'll probably do my main case to try to get that paid down, but I will put some toward this.
Right, both. But then we'll keep reducing it. And then you don't have to be here because $25 a month starting in September. All right. Because you're out August 2nd. It'll be a year to be able to do this. But I am going to tell you, I'm going to do 20 days of jail, not 15. So that gives you more incentive of, I just want to I lower the cost, but it will be a bigger sanction if you're not able to pay it. Okay. You understand that?
Yep.
Okay. And so that's what we're going to do. And then we'll have another review hearing. All right.
Okay.
Just because I want to make sure everything's going correctly.
And
I want to make sure and hear how ROA is doing, how you're doing.
She'll be there.
I mean, she doesn't have to be here.
I'm bringing her next meeting.
And then, but does she comprehend and understand? I don't want her to know that her dad could be in trouble. So that's my thing.
She understands.
I don't want
She could
her-
reprogram your computer, but she can't speak a normal sentence.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have her here, but would somebody be able to sit out on the bench with her? I don't want her to hear me say anything.
I almost
I
brought
have
her
to
with
say.
today. Just because I haven't seen her and it's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Yep. I remember this from Ms. Schmidt. I'll remember this.
No, that is
I won't-
inappropriate.
No, I'm gonna make sure I'm
No.
not in here next year on my birthday.
Well, if that's what you mean in a positive way, but if you're saying it in a negative
I
way,
think of it in a positive way.
because if
I
it's in a
believe it.
negative way and you're making a threat towards
No,
Ms.
I
Thomas
think in a
Schmidt,
Positive way. I'll make sure I'm not in here next year on my birthday.
okay, so it wasn't
And nope, it's not a threat. I'm
not a
that
threat,
dumb.
not a negative statement,
I'm gonna make my payments.
because if it was,
I will make my payments and not have to worry about this.
that is what we want.
I already applied for a review to get my other order lowered.
Well, it sounds like you're doing what you need to do. October 14th.
I believe that works. I don't have my calendar
I have it,
accessible,
that's
but it
House
should work.
Workstations. Yeah, so we'll just have a review hearing then. See where he's going, because he should have had, should we do October or should we do November?
Probably November. That gives him 2 months.
That makes sense. So November 14th at 10:30, okay?
Yep.
So that gives you a couple months, and then I'm gonna see how you're doing. I'm gonna see how ROA is. And she can be here, but then everything has to be good so she can see that court's not scary and I'm not yelling at her dad, okay? Because I don't want to do that I don't want to do that anyway, but I don't want her to have or understand negative.
I just feel child support needs to see her because the way my
Well-
last conversations with
well,
them, they
and-
don't seem to take
No,
in
I
consideration.
think, here's the thing, they understand with this. And I think they understand, I understand, and you've explained it very well about her autism, all right? But, and.
They told me there are daycare options. There's no daycare in Burnett County,
There,
Polk County.
and then I can't address that right now, and I don't know, I'm not on the other case. Okay, so I can't do anything on that case because that case involved something that I was involved with.
Yeah, I might have to subpoena on it. Yeah.
So, what did you say?
I might have to see if I can subpoena on it because
You can't subpoena me on it.
Really?
No. So, there would be nothing that you could subpoena me for that anyway.
Turner, before we adjourn, if I could just make
Yes.
clear for the record, for Mr. Anderson's benefit, though he's been told this before, so that it's very clear for the record, if Mr. Anderson, has not fully paid his current support case that month, and he comes to pay on this birthing expenses without the use of a purge coupon or coming to this office and specifically designating it so that we can send in the payment with the purge coupon. The state system, the way the state works, has nothing to do with our office. Will automatically apply that payment to the current support first, and then the arrearage on the current support, and then the birthing expenses. That's the natural hierarchy. So please use a purge coupon. If you don't have them, you can request them from our
I
office.
didn't know they existed, honestly. Thank you.
I didn't
Because
know
I learned
that.
something.
I didn't know that's how it works because I've been paying and my old agent, Sherry, told me that she would divide up the payments.
Yep, and if you come here and pay them here, that's how we can do it for you.
So here's the thing. and
That's what I
we
just said.
Need to do, because, that's just like with our court costs and fees too.
Mhm.
It goes and it pays restitution first. So you can pay a lump sum and think, I'm paying this other case in costs and fees, but that first goes to any case that you have restitution. So it's kind of the same deal. So make sure that you get those purge coupons, okay? But I do have to get moving. I do have a lot of other 1030s and 11. Okay, all right. So go get purge coupons and pay specifically that $25 with the purge coupon.
I'll just pay right at the office. Can
That's great.
can they update me of agent changes? Because I don't get told of that and I've changed 3 agents and
I don't
1
know
year.
how that works, and
I was calling Sherry and she's like, all of a sudden after 2 months, she goes, I'm not your worker anymore.
that just happens. They shift, I'm sure, files and all of those things. I'm sure it's like probation.
But I have to update addresses. You'd think they'd have to.
I can't help you with that. That's a internal policy kind of deal. So, what you could do, I'm sure, is call a child support and say, hey, who is my agent? Or is my agent still Sherry?
I've had to do that.
So, I mean, but that's what you probably have to do.
I've had to do that.
Okay? So